Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. This is a meal video. So you will see what we have been eating for the past week. We had some really great meals. And at the end of the video, I'm going to do like a little bit of a garden tour, and not a vegetable garden tour, just some ornamental garden tours. So if you want to skip that at the end, I'll put it right at the very end, even after like the thanks for watching. There was a half a brick of cream cheese left in our deli drawer, so we have decided that we are going to make a hot dip with it. I softened this in the microwave just for easy spreading, so I'll add an equal amount of mayo, then I'll add in some shredded cheese. I know I've got cheese in there. What kind, I'm not sure. I'm going to add in bacon, and I don't know what dip I'm going to make yet. I think jalapeno popper. I added in some bacon, you can see it under there, and some cheese. I blended this all together. I am just not a huge fan of that cream cheese. I don't know, I don't really remember buying that Great Value brand much in the past. I typically stick to Compliments or PC lactose free. Must have been in Walmart at the time that I bought those. I bought 2 bricks at the same time, and I don't know. They tasted fine. There's just something I don't love about them. That's me being fussy. I don't like the no name. Now I don't like the Great Value. I just need to get over myself. I'm using this jalapeno popper dip mix. It calls for 2 tablespoons in the quantity that I'm making. So let's make this happen. Dusty. Woo. Need 2 hands. Got a big nostrils full of that jalapeno. Jeez. Okay, now I'll get this stirred in. This looks really good. Now this bowl is too big. The handsome one said, "Why did you put it in that bowl? You don't usually put it in that bowl." I just wanted a big bowl to mix. Lately I've been trying to mix it in the serving bowl, and you're mixing it and there's not enough room for the ingredients and for you to properly mix. So tonight I thought that I would put it in an appropriate size bowl to mix it, and I can always transfer it over into another bowl to bake. See? That worked out perfect. And I love this little cactus bowl. You see my cactus? Yeah, I love my little cactus bowl. I got this at Value Village a couple years ago. Looks good. Let's take a little. Oh yeah, that looks really good. Definitely. That's done. This was in for 10 minutes. That's literally perfect. Looks delicious. We decided we are going to try these fancy Cedar Valley pita chips that I got a while back at Giant Tiger. I really wanted to try them. They're made in Canada. Never heard of this company before, never heard of these crackers before. If you have and you like them, let me know what you think. And I, of course, am going to let you know what we think. These are quite large. Much thicker than what I was thinking. I'm excited. I only have a half day work today, so leading into the long weekend, I have a little bit of extra time, and I'm heading into town. I've got some errands to run, an appointment, and I was thinking, what can I eat along the way? And I was digging around, and I found some of these. I'm going to say the handsome one did not know about these, or these would have been long gone. I love these trail mixes from Costco. They're Kirkland brand. And these apples are still left over from the apples that I got the last time I was in Gateway. Quick little lunch for on the road. The handsome one did a lot of prepping before I got home from town today. He prepared potatoes. And these are also with butter barbecued. And the steaks prepared. These have a mixture of Montreal steak spice, the last little bit of an old Clubhouse bottle that we had, and some Epicure butcher's block. And I love that kind of stuff on a steak. Way more than any kind of sauce. exciting. It's a nice night on the lake. Really nice night on the lake tonight. Now I better get inside and make that salad that I copped out, easied out on. I am going to make this barbecue ranch Taylor Farm salad kit to go with supper tonight. And I'm torn on whether I should make the whole thing or try to make a half package. Typically, we would not eat a full amount, so I think I'm going to try to go for the half. That's the little package of treasures that came out of the salad. That looks good. All right, I'm going to try to, guess about half. A little more. I think that looks about right. Bacon bits, sauce, and these little tortilla squares. I'm going to use all of this bacon in this half because we have bacon bits in the fridge that I can use on the other half when we eat that, whether it's tomorrow or the day after. The bacon's in, the tortilla squares are in. I'm going to add in about half of the dressing and I'll get this all mixed up. So I made half of the salad and I'll put a lid on this. This is the half of the dressing left and the rest of the tortillas and half of the mix. And that, because once you put it together, once that sauce is on there, then it doesn't save well. Like it starts to get soggy. So we've learned this before. We don't eat a full package between two people. It's just too much. So this is our way of making it last. These smell pretty fabulous, very exciting. The potatoes are ready. Let's get everything plated up. Yummy. Barbecued steak with barbecue potatoes and a barbecue ranch salad. We can doctor these potatoes up if we want to. Like we could make them loaded. We have cream or sour cream. We have bacon bits. We have cheese. I'm not going to do that to mine, but the handsome one might want to do that to his. First cut. Now that's a nice looking steak. I am so excited. Today was a big day for me. Anybody who has been watching these videos for any length of time whatsoever knows that I love pizza. A new pizza joint opened up in a town local to me today. You might have heard of it, Domino's. I've never had Domino's pizza before. And recently, because I heard this Domino's was opening up in town, I Googled Domino's to try to find them on social media. So now I am being peppered with Domino ads just because, you know, that's how social media works. It's always listening and trying to give you the things that it thinks you want to look at. I realized that they had stuffed crust pizza, which I've also never had before. And for lunch today, we had Domino's. First time Domino's, first time stuffed crust. Huge fan. Yeah, it was great. And the staff were phenomenal in there. It was just really nice. It's located in a building that I worked in for close to a decade, actually directly next to where I worked. Real feel good feelings today. This was great. Pulled some hot dogs out of the freezer. I bought hot dog buns this week. We are going to have hot dogs. Very, very simple. Sometimes simple is just fine. Just fantastic. We're getting there. These buns are so fresh. Very, very exciting. Yay, they're so soft. Ketchup bottle's getting quite empty. It's going to have to go back up in the fridge upside down. Won't take long and I'll be on to a new bottle. It's kind of a quick, impromptu meal tonight. We were at my parents' today, helping my mom with a little bit of gardening. So we came home and we didn't take anything out. We didn't have anything prepared. So we got out one of the frozen pizzas that I got. And I think this one came from Gateway. For sure, this was a Gateway special, spinach pizza. And we just added some things that we had. So I added some cherry tomatoes sliced. We had some yellow peppers still, put that on. We had bacon bits. I had a little bit of steak left over from supper last night, and there's still more steak. I had saved those because I kind of thought I was going to make steak wraps tonight, but I just wanted something quick. That's way too involved for tonight. And we actually cut up, ta-da, a hot dog. So if you haven't had hot dogs or wieners on pizza in a long time, this is the, I guess, indication to you that it is okay if you have hot dogs and you want to put them on pizza, you just go right ahead. This looks amazing. Very excited. Pizza 2 days in a row. Granted, not on the same level, but this is pretty good. I can still hear this sizzling. Here is pizza. Yummy. You can never really go wrong with pizza. This is our barbecue. We really like this barbecue, and it was good quality when we bought it. So we're not replacing the barbecue. We simply are replacing the parts inside that need to be replaced. It's getting a good clean. The parts have arrived, so instead of paying hundreds of dollars for a new barbecue, this one's going to be as good as new for a fraction of the price. So you might think that this is like a crazy amount of work, but it's really not. So you can see we've scraped and got all of the insides out. What are we using? We're just using an old shop vac. The deep clean is really, 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 really starting now. All right, let's get this out and thawing because the barbecue is getting its big facelift today. We're absolutely going to have barbecue something for supper tonight. I was thinking burgers with these bacon rounds on them. We still have some of these tortilla wraps left over from, I don't know, several weeks ago. These were even before the turkey $40 challenge. We have some steak left over from the other night. I did, of course, use some of that for the pizza last night, so we have less for these steak wraps that I'm going to make. I do have a couple cherry tomatoes left. We've got spinach, onions, and cheese. I'm definitely going to heat the steak up and then cut it real fine. Let's get started. You know what? I've quick changed my mind. I was going to use spinach and like cut up some things because I was planning on having the leftover salad here with our supper tonight. But I'm actually going to prepare this, and these are going to be like Tex-Mex steak wraps. So like the barbecue. Yeah. I'm feeling this a lot. All right, I've heated this steak. This is what we got left over. I'm going to cut this up real fine and then split this between the two wraps. All right, see how I've got this nice and thin like this? This looks real great. Let's get it on the wraps. We'll do 2 cherry tomatoes sliced up thin on each wrap. All right. Ah! Oh, I was trying to be clever one-handed. That did not work out right. I was going to grate some cheddar cheese, but you know what? I think I'm going to use some of this Swiss cheese that I got on sale before the challenge. All right. It's looking great. I'm doing this really fast too because the steak was heated, and so I want it to still be like warm without having to reheat the salad guts. So yeah, these are messy. They're going to be quite a bugger to wrap. I am going to crunch these up and split it between the two. Lots of dressing on the handsome one. Very, very tiny amount on mine. These are super messy. Let's see if we can get them some semblance of wrapped up and plated. I feel like these turned out pretty good. Like, look at that. What would be good is if we also had avocado in this, mashed avocado, but we don't. So, Southwest barbecue steak wraps. This is so delicious. I should make stuff like this more often. I'm going to cook the bacon. I've just got it on a baking sheet. So this is a bar pan, and I've got the oven on. I'm going to do them in the oven. This is about half the package. No, not even. Not even half. Discounted, it's actually exactly half the pack. There's still 6 slices left in here. This is after 12 minutes at 400 degrees. Let's get these flipped over. And we'll put them back in for another 12 minutes. All right, these look good. I'm going to put them on a paper towel and pat them dry, and I'm going to cook the other ones right now. So this was 12 minutes one side, 12 minutes the other side. These turned out great. And now that we have these bacon rounds cooked, we are going to have burgers for supper. Oh, we're going to use some of the bacon rounds. I am going to make some Epicure mac and cheese as a side to go with it. Relish, and the handsome one asked for his bacon to be on the bottom, which is no problem. All right, the water is boiling. We'll add in 2 cups of pasta. Bring this back to a boil. Onions are on, and my bacon is going to go on top. I'm actually going to change this. My bacon is not going to go on top. My onions are going to go on top of the bacon. Wow, those couple pieces right there can stay. We still have some leftover iceberg lettuce from when we were doing the challenge. So I've got the burgers made, and the mac and cheese is almost ready. We're currently in darkness, except for the emergency light that came on. Our power just went out. I sent the handsome one over to the neighbors to see if their power's out also. It's not storming here or anything, and we weren't expecting an outage tonight. I did get the pasta cooked. I actually didn't have it drained yet, so I just drained it. And I've got butter and milk, which I already had out of the counter. I'm annoyed because it's a brand new container of milk, and I don't really want to open up the fridge to put it back in there, but we'll see when I find out what's going on when the handsome one comes back. And it just came back on. It's been off for about not quite 5 minutes. So far, so good. I clearly put too much milk in the mac and cheese when the power was out. Ah, shoot. Shoot balls. Shoot balls. Okay, yeah, and we're going to eat. We pulled some chicken thighs out of the freezer. We are going to try to do some kind of shake and bake, or at least coated chicken tonight. And I think we are going to... we're thinking on the sides. We still haven't decided. We're having lunchbox style lunch today. This is the goldfish crackers I got. It was in a discount bin at Superstore. Well, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. And I got a couple packages, and the handsome one was in the cupboard, and he was like, "We still have these?" Which, if he would have known about them, we would definitely not still have them. So he really wanted to open these, so we're just going to kind of go with the theme. It's going to be these, an orange granola bar, and we do still have some apples left from that last trip to Gateway. I might get one of those out for each of us as well. Tonight is going to be the night of lemon. We have coated these chicken thighs in lemon garlic, a lemon garlic coating, and to go with it, I'm going to make lemon chicken orzo. This lemon chicken orzo, as you can see on the picture, is designed to have the orzo and the chicken cooked together, but we are having the baked chicken, so we're just going to make the orzo separately, simply omitting the chicken part in it. We're almost at the 20-minute mark here. When it hits 20, I'm going to flip these over and put them back in, and then I'm going to start the orzo. I added the seasoning mix in here. Now I'm adding 1 3/4 cup. It calls for hot water, but this will get hot as I start to cook it. All right, let's flip these over. Okay, these are looking great. I'm going to put them back in for another 20 minutes. And a cup of orzo. I have one cherry tomato left. I'm going to cut that up and dice it into little tiny pieces. It'll just give a little color pop. I do have lots of spinach to go into the orzo, but just one cherry tomato. You can see it in there. My one little cherry tomato. I might as well add it. I have it. Hasn't started to boil yet. Wow, these are looking really good. Smells good. All right, now we're just going to add in some spinach. We're going to stir this up until it melts. The burner is off. I might add a little bit more in. We've got lemon chicken orzo with lemon garlic chicken. Looks delicious. Smells really good in here. Very lemony. I'm looking forward to this. Leftovers for lunch today. Chicken and oranges for the handsome one. Chicken and orzo for me. The handsome one found the lemon of the orzo extremely lemony, which it was. It was supposed to be lemony, but it was just a little too lemony for him. So he asked if he could have something different as his side for lunch today. That's fine. I like the orzo. We thawed some sausages for supper tonight. Classic cheddar. I'm not sure what we're going to have with it yet. To go with the sausages, we are going to have this ricotta and spinach ravioli with Alfredo and roasted garlic sauce. It was a really, really large pack of ravioli, so what I actually did is I separated it. Half of it still remains frozen in the freezer, and we're cooking the other half for supper tonight. I drained the ravioli and then poured the Alfredo sauce into the pot, and then put the drained ravioli back in here. So hopefully the ravioli, and being on the warm burner, will heat the sauce properly, or enough. Looks good. I added some spices. I don't know, the sauce looked very plain, very white. I'm sure it didn't need the spices, but I think it looks better now. Here we have cheese sausages that we barbecued with ravioli and Alfredo sauce. Looks great. I had my sausage in a bun. Smoothie for lunch today. These are not much left in this bag. I was thinking that we didn't have any fruit left at all, and I was going to be using cranberries, which seems weird as a smoothie flavor. But I had the little bit of this left from the challenge. Milk, banana, spinach, some flaxseed, and it's come to my attention that I've been using too much flaxseed. I should be using about a half of a teaspoon, and I've been using about 2 teaspoons. So I'm going to cut back on that, and some protein powder. Let's get this mixed up. I didn't separate anything. This is just a blend out of the bag. There's blackberries. I see cherries. I see blueberries. All right. Looking good. Very blue. Smoothies. Even with the spinach, they kept that quite bluish purple color. Yum. We've got a few things ready for supper tonight. This is the chicken off the last couple thighs that we had cooked last night for supper. 2 nights ago for supper? Can't remember. This is a sauce This is some cooked pork. We are going to make chicken fried rice, pork stir fry, and we are going to have it with some egg rolls and spring rolls that we had in the freezer. Chicken fried rice, made by the handsome one. Stir fry, also made by the handsome one. Chinese food for supper, spring rolls, egg rolls. I don't know, the handsome one just randomly decided to cook these little shrimps. I'm going to eat one right now, so that's like a little bit weird. But stir fry and fried rice. He cooked this whole thing. He did a great job. It smells really good. We did eat a little bit repetitively, and it wasn't intentional. So, of course, first we tried Domino's pizza, and that was amazing. And then we made a pizza. That was also really very tasty. We had burgers twice, but the second time we had it with the bacon, and oh my gosh. I froze the rest of that bacon. It's in the freezer. So cooked, but frozen cooked. So it can easily thaw a piece or two if we want to have them on future burgers or future breakfast sandwiches. And of course, stay tuned for a little bit of a garden tour in case you're interested in that kind of thing. I hope you guys have a really great weekend, and stay tuned for Monday for a new grocery video. Let's do a little bit of a garden tour, and then once things more fully grow in, we can do an update. Last year, we planted some asparagus in here. We've got 2 coming up here. These are walking Egyptian onions, coming back nice and strong. And in the back here, you can see, so this is my dappled willow, but you can see here, 1 asparagus shooting up in the midst there. We've got sedum, hosta, sage. Can't remember. I think this is loosestrife, yellow loosestrife actually. This is a climbing hydrangea, nice and healthy. That was new last year, so really, really happy that that is coming back. Some more sedum. I forget what this purple, I need to do a little, I got to get it out of my hosta there. Move this around a little bit. Can't remember what this is. I'll think on it. Now, you see this big bare spot here. Right here, last year, I had 2 big butterfly plants. I've been looking up about butterfly plants because either one of 2 things happened. They either didn't survive the winter, and I need to replace something here in this area, or they are late bloomers and they haven't come up yet. So I have this Atlantic Canadian plant book written by Jody DeLong. She is obviously lives in Atlantic Canada and has very knowledgeable about plants and has written this book. And in it, it says that the butterfly plant is a really, really late spring to come up, and just to be very careful. So I think I'm going to leave this just in the off hopes that it did survive and that I am going to get something. So here we've lost some things. So last year I had 2 dianthus here and looked like only 1 survived. But now that I'm here, this looks slightly different than this one. So perhaps I did have 2 survive. This is coming up again, another plant from my mother-in-law. I can't remember what the name is. But right here, this whole blank spot, if you watched any of my videos last year, this is where I had my little wooden rooster decoration, and I had some hens and chicks here, and not a single one of them survived. Here is my hosta, doing really well. On this side, we've got lilac, and let me climb over these rocks, and hosta coming up. Can't remember what that is. I've got some peonies. This is a hosta new this year. This is called Squiggles and Wiggles. Squiggles and Wiggles. My rhodie is doing great. And more hosta. This is a azalea that I put in last year. Incredibly healthy. It's doing really great. We have a couple boxwoods here, and let's look at my other azalea. So this is a deciduous, and I'm really a big fan of them. Let's look at the evergreen that I put in last year. You might not even be able to make out the evergreen in the midst of all of the dirt. I'm pretty certain it's totally dead. Well, I just don't know. We're going to pull it out of this spot for sure. And we're going to put it in a bucket of water. I'm going to plant something else in here. My hosta's doing well. This is just at the base of a tree. So, yep, that's Chewy. Hey, buddy. He just likes to go where I go. I'm looking at the plants, so he's looking at the plants. My colleague and friend gave me some of her mature rhubarb last year. It's coming up really great right here. And we also planted some asparagus beside it. And we've got one coming up. This is the rhubarb that I bought last year at Canadian Tire. And it is coming up, so that's great. And I had made some rock circles to remind me of where we had placed asparagus last year. I mean, this is really rocky. So like this area right here, you can't even dig down. It's not a possibility to plant something. But the handsome one removed the stones. So he said somehow over the winter and the snow plow, there was some piles of snow over here and the stones got moved. And so he put them back to where he thought. So we do have one here. We also have Chewy, again, right in my bed. We have one there, another one there, another one there, another one there. But I am positive that up on that little hill that I had, oh yes, yes, look, right there. Can you see it? Get it to focus there. Yep, I definitely did. Yeah, the dogs are just going crazy.